Welcome to my channel. The highways are quieter, airports less crowded. A familiar sight is vanishing from the American landscape, Canadian tourists. For decades, Canadians have flocked south seeking warmer weather, entertainment, and shopping bargains. Now that flow has slowed to a trickle. Statistics paint a stark picture. Canadian travel to the U.S. has plummeted, with double-digit declines in both air and road travel. Hotels report empty rooms. Tourist attractions are eerily quiet. The economic impact is already being felt. This sudden shift has left many bewildered. What was once a casual trip across the border is now fraught with uncertainty and unease. The reasons are complex, rooted in a mix of political tensions and changing priorities. The decline in Canadian tourism is a symptom of a deeper malaise in U.S.-Canada relations. It is a story of strained friendships, economic uncertainty, and the search for new horizons. The chill in U.S.-Canada relations is palpable. Years of simmering tensions have boiled over, fueled by political rhetoric and policy disputes. Trade disagreements, particularly the imposition of tariffs, have created economic uncertainty. Controversial remarks by American politicians, including threats to annex Canada, have not gone unnoticed. These pronouncements, though often dismissed as bluster, have sown seeds of doubt and resentment. Canadians, known for their politeness and reserve, are now expressing their displeasure with their wallets. The boycott on travel to the U.S. is a visible manifestation of this discontent. It is a silent protest, a way for Canadians to voice their disapproval without resorting to confrontation. The impact of this political chill extends beyond economics. It has strained personal relationships as Canadians reconsider their long-held perceptions of their southern neighbor. The decline in Canadian tourism is sending shockwaves through the American economy, affecting various sectors and communities. Border towns, heavily reliant on Canadian visitors, are bearing the brunt of the downturn. Hotels stand half empty, and local businesses are struggling to stay afloat. Restaurants struggle to fill tables, with many reporting a significant drop in revenue. Staff hours are being cut, and some establishments are even facing closure. The airline industry is also feeling the pinch, with fewer passengers leading to financial strain. Major carriers have been forced to reduce flights between Canada and the U.S., cutting capacity and laying off staff. This has led to a ripple effect, impacting airport operations and related services. The ripple effects are being felt throughout the travel ecosystem, from travel agencies to souvenir shops. Many small businesses are facing unprecedented challenges. The tourism industry, caught off guard by the sudden drop in Canadian visitors, is scrambling to adapt. Meetings are being held to devise new strategies. Marketing campaigns are being revamped to target other demographics, with hopes of attracting visitors from different regions and countries. Some businesses are offering deep discounts in an attempt to lure back Canadian tourists, but the effectiveness of these measures remains to be seen. However, the road to recovery is uncertain. Business owners are anxious, and tourist spots remain eerily empty. The political climate remains volatile, and consumer confidence is shaken. This adds another layer of complexity to the already challenging situation. The American travel industry faces an uphill battle in its quest to regain the trust and spending power of Canadian travelers. Industry professionals are working tirelessly to find solutions and bring back the vibrancy of cross-border tourism. The boycott on travel to the U.S. is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of the global economy. Political disputes, once confined to the halls of power, now resonate in unexpected ways, impacting businesses and livelihoods. The economic fallout from the decline in Canadian tourism is a tangible consequence of strained political relations. It underscores the importance of diplomacy and cooperation in maintaining economic stability. Beyond the economic costs, there are intangible losses as well. The weakening of ties between the U.S. and Canada represents a fraying of the social fabric that has long bound these two nations. The current situation serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the potential consequences of political discord. It is a reminder that even the closest of allies are not immune to the forces of division. Navigating the downturn. Faced with dwindling profits and an uncertain future, the American travel industry is seeking ways to weather the storm. Airlines are consolidating routes, focusing on more profitable destinations. Hotels and resorts are offering discounted packages and promotions to attract domestic tourists and visitors from other countries. tourism boards are ramping up marketing efforts, highlighting the diversity and allure of American destinations. Some businesses are exploring new markets, hoping to offset the loss of Canadian tourists. Others are adapting their offerings to cater to changing consumer preferences. The downturn in Canadian tourism has forced the American travel industry to become more agile and innovative. It has highlighted the need for diversification and a willingness to adapt to changing market conditions. Rediscovering home and beyond. As Canadians reconsider travel to the U.S., many are rediscovering the allure of their own backyard. Domestic tourism is booming, with Canadians exploring the natural beauty and cultural attractions of their own country. From the rugged coastlines of Nova Scotia to the majestic Canadian Rockies, Canada offers a wealth of experiences for travelers. National parks are reporting record numbers of visitors. Local businesses are benefiting from the surge in domestic tourism. The trend of staycations is also on the rise, with Canadians opting for shorter trips closer to home. This shift is driven by a combination of factors, including economic concerns, environmental awareness, and a desire to support local communities. The rediscovery of Canada as a tourist destination is one of the unintended consequences of the boycott on travel to the U.S. It has led to a renewed appreciation for the beauty and diversity of the Canadian landscape. The allure of other shores. While some Canadians are choosing to stay closer to home, others are venturing further afield, exploring alternative international destinations. Europe, with its rich history, vibrant culture, and favorable exchange rates, has emerged as a popular choice. Asian countries renowned for their cuisine, hospitality, and affordability are also attracting increasing numbers of Canadian tourists. Latin America, with its stunning beaches, ancient ruins, and vibrant nightlife, is another tempting option. The diversification of Canadian travel preferences is a testament to the globalized nature of tourism. It also reflects a growing sense of adventure and a willingness to explore new cultures. The shift away from the U.S. as the default travel destination for Canadians has opened up a world of possibilities, exposing them to new experiences and perspectives. The uncertain path ahead, the future of U.S.-Canada relations, and the fate of Canadian tourism to the U.S. remains uncertain. The once bustling border crossings have turned eerily quiet, and the travel agencies that once thrived are now facing an unprecedented crisis. Much depends on the political climate and the willingness of both countries to address the underlying issues that have strained their relationship. Political leaders are in constant discussion, but the road to resolution is fraught with challenges. A thawing of relations marked by renewed dialogue and cooperation could pave the way for a rebound in Canadian tourism. Diplomatic efforts and joint press conferences signal hope, but concrete actions are needed. However, a continuation of the current impasse could lead to further economic and social distancing between the two countries. The empty streets and closed shops along border towns paint a grim picture of what could be a prolonged separation. The travel industry, both in the U.S. and Canada, is watching closely, hoping for a return to normalcy. Travel agency staff and airport personnel are left in a state of limbo, waiting for the tides to turn. However, the landscape has shifted, and it is unlikely that things will ever fully return to the way they were before. New travel policies and regulations have altered the way we move and interact across borders. The current situation underscores the fragility of international relations and the interconnectedness of the global economy. It highlights how deeply intertwined our nations are and how a ripple in one can cause waves in another. It serves as a reminder that even the closest of allies must work to maintain their bonds. Continuous effort and mutual understanding are essential to keep the relationship strong and beneficial for both sides. A bridge too far? The decline in Canadian tourism to the U.S. is a symptom of a larger trend, the growing divide between the two countries. This trend is not just about fewer visitors, it reflects deeper issues that have been brewing for years. What was once a seamless border crossing is now a symbolic barrier, representing the chasm that has emerged between two nations that were once inseparable allies. The ease of movement that people once took for granted has been replaced by a palpable tension. The boycott, though silent, speaks volumes. It is a quiet protest, a collective decision by many to turn away from a neighbor they once visited frequently. It is a testament to the power of collective action, as individual decisions coalesce into a force for change. Canadians are choosing to explore their own country or venture to other parts of the world, making a statement without uttering a word. It also highlights the limits of diplomacy, as words prove insufficient to bridge the growing gap. Diplomatic efforts have faltered, unable to keep pace with the changing sentiments of the people. The future of U.S.-Canada relations hangs in the balance. The decisions made in the coming years will determine whether the two countries can find common ground once more. Whether the two countries can mend fences and rebuild trust remains to be seen. The effort required will be immense, but the rewards of a renewed partnership could be equally significant. The outcome will have far-reaching implications, not just for the travel industry, but for the social, economic, and political landscape of North America. The ripple effects could influence everything from trade agreements to cultural exchanges. The current situation is a stark reminder that even the strongest of bridges can crumble if not properly maintained. Relationships, like infrastructure, require constant care and attention. The question now is whether the U.S. and Canada can find the will to rebuild what has been lost. Only time will tell if the efforts to repair this relationship will be successful, but the stakes could not be higher. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, share with family and friends, and leave a comment on what you think about this ongoing situation. Your thoughts and opinions are important and can contribute to a broader discussion on this critical issue. Together, we can explore potential solutions and foster a deeper understanding of the complexities at play. Stay tuned for more insightful content, and as always, thank you for your continued support.